On Venezuela, interim President Delcy Rodriguez says over 600 people have been released from prison. Now, that reportedly includes religious leaders and political prisoners who were held under Nicolas Maduro's regime. And Pastor Alan Jackson, World Outreach Church pastor, joins me now. He brought light to this. I've been receiving messages about this, that pastors actually have been released. And Pastor Jackson, a woman came up to you after your service, and you actually got to FaceTime with a Venezuelan pastor. What happened?
Good morning, Kaylee. You know, the day all of that was unfolding, I really was kind of quietly wondering what the appropriate comments were. And I finished a service, and a family in our church approached me. I knew them, they're Venezuelan. And they said, would you speak with a friend of ours? And I expected they had somebody with them at service. And she held up her phone, and there was a pastor from Venezuela on FaceTime. And with tears streaming down his cheek, he said, will you tell the American people thank you? We are so grateful for the freedom you're helping bring to our country, and we want the people to know. I was completely unexpected, but it certainly helped frame my response to what was unfolding in Venezuela.
No doubt about it. And you posted some video. We weren't able to get it. We're still working on it. If we do get this video, we'll bring it to you next week. But 100 pastors and faith leaders were reportedly released from the prison, is what you noted. Is that what you're hearing?
It was. Someone forwarded a piece of video to me. You know, as I looked at it, I don't know why I'm surprised. Socialist, communist, authoritarian dictators have a long track record of religious oppression, whether it was the former Soviet Union or modern-day China or Cuba. And Venezuela was no different. So I just think sometimes we get caught up in the media hype and we forget the real suffering that's happening in these oppressive regimes.
No doubt, but there's an interesting correlation that I've studied, and you see it beyond Venezuela, you see it in China, and you see it in Iran. So in Iran, where it's apostasy, so if you leave the Islamic faith, if you become a Christian, it is punishable by death. And even though oppression reigns in Iran, we've seen that, Christianity is growing. And from what I understand, the fastest growing Christian church in the world is in Iran.
Yeah, the reports we're getting are of remarkable expressions of faith in Iran. In the face of decades of horrific persecution, as you mentioned, I mean, even the threat of death, prison death, and yet there is this remarkable expression of our faith. Many, many reports of supernatural revelations of Jesus in dreams and visions. You know, I like to say that God is moving in the earth. And I think maybe we see that most directly in these places where the persecution is so real and the threats are so dire. Sometimes our comfort and convenience almost anesthetizes us to God because we think we're independent of him. But I'm grateful for what's happening in Iran, and I pray freedom comes to that group of people soon.
You know, and Pastor, it's interesting. In my second book, I spoke with a pastor in Iran, and he noted that there are people who Christ comes to them in visions and dreams. And then I was reading some reports about this. You know, what is that? What are we to make of that as Christians? You know, is it the C.S. Lewis quote where God whispers to us in our pleasures, but he shouts to us in our pain? It's megaphone to a deaf world.
Yeah, I think desperation is often a catalyst for faith. And in the West, we've kind of taken the supernatural and set it aside. But the reality is, in our Bible, both the Old and New Testament, Hebrew Bible and New Testament, we worship a God of the supernatural. And I believe he's still engaged in our world in those ways. And maybe in the midst of all of our abundance, we lose that vision. But they haven't lost that in the places in the world where our brothers and sisters are being persecuted.
You know, final question for you. When I was watching some of these accounts of the Venezuelan pastors, a lot of them were very thankful to President Trump, who has brought freedom to Venezuela, at least in part, and is looking to potentially do so in Iran. I think the worldwide community of believers, all the way to Nigeria, are seeing someone who's standing up for the Christian faith all across the world, and they're very grateful. Is that what you're hearing?
Absolutely. And I would encourage our Christian friends to take time to pray. What's happened in Venezuela and what's beginning in Iran and certainly Nigeria, it's not completed yet. There's more work to be done. And this isn't primarily political. I believe it's a spiritual conflict. So let's use our voices and take some time to pray.
Pastor Alan Jackson, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.